With high enrollment this fall semester come problems with parking. Some students have even gotten impound warnings. What should you do to make sure you're parking properly?
Plus, you'll be paying more to get your education at Northwestern. Tuition rates for resident students have increased. We'll tell you by how much.
Also, if you're having problems with all the new classes you're taking and need some help, there's a place on campus you can take advantage of.
Keep it here. 7 News starts now.
From the campus of Northwestern Oklahoma State University, honored by the Oklahoma Broadcast Education Association 2 years in a row for the best collegiate newscast in Oklahoma. This is 7 News.
Hello, and thank you for being here with us today. I'm Ashton Damon.
And I'm Joe Perez. Well, enrollment is up, the dorms are full, and with fall just around the corner, but we can't say the same about parking.
7 News reporter Janelle Mitchell discovered parking is a bigger issue this year than ever before. It's this week's top story.
It's kind of ridiculous, the fact that you can't park anywhere. I was parked in a spot this morning when I pulled out, and it took me about 5 minutes to get out because all the cars are so close.
From the students that we have talked to, this seems to be a common problem. However, it is a problem that Northwestern is aware of.
We'll continue to make adjustments with that. Chief Burke is working on that every day, as am I, and I think we'll have some good things when we're done.
Great.
Designated signs, painted curbs, and new lighting has increased safety in campus parking lots, but it doesn't give us any more parking.
It worries me a lot because as an off-campus student, I think that it's just going to keep getting worse because people that live on campus are going to try and park where they're not supposed to, and it's just going to get more and more complicated. And if campus police don't start issuing tickets, then it's just going to get worse, and we're going to have accidents instead of just parking tickets.
Even with the refurbished parking lot, in many students' opinions, there isn't enough parking. Students have had to resort to parking on grass and in no parking zones, resulting in impound notices from Alva Police.
To get into the habit of parking in the correct spaces, parking tickets are already being issued. The economic situation in Oklahoma just doesn't seem to be getting any better. Budget cuts from many state agencies, including higher education, have resulted in tuition increases at many universities, including Northwestern.
We'll follow the budget crisis for you all. We followed the budget crisis for you all last year. We visited with school officials to find out how much tuition has increased and what the students have to say about it. Here's Sing Sing Lu with a 7 News update.
It's the beginning of fall semester. Not only the temperature is high, but also the tuition is higher. In the effort to offset the decrease in the state appropriations for 2011 fiscal year, there is a 5% increase in resident tuition, bringing resident undergraduate tuition and mandatory fee rates to around $140 per credit hour. According to University President Janet Cunningham, the state of Oklahoma is facing the worst budget crisis in its history. The additional cuts in state funding were inevitable, which eventually leads to the increase in tuition to help offset the budget shortfall, and it falls onto the students who pay the tuition.
It's going to affect me because I'm paying for college by myself. My parents aren't helping me, and the 5% increase in tuition, although it was necessary, is really going to affect me because that means I'm going to have to work more and harder to pay off my college.
I think the tuition raise was inevitable. I don't really like it because college is expensive. But when you look at all the other tuition raises across the state and across the country, 5% for Northwestern really isn't that bad, but it's still something that I would like to have not seen.
So now we know the tuition has been raised. However, under this financial crisis, a lot of students are struggling with financial problems. So is the university's financial aid program doing anything to help?
We visited with the Director of Financial Aid and Scholarships, Caleb Mossberg. Good news is there has been some changes.
This year there's been some changes in the Pell Grants. I know with the increase in the tuition rates, it's always good to encourage students to file. Be sure, I know this next year, to file early, coming in for the 11-12. We've already started working on 10-11. You can still file to receive possibly some of these grants if you haven't in the past been able to get them. Some students are now eligible to receive some sort of Pell Grant.
Students are encouraged to fill out their scholarship applications as soon as possible. There are also on-campus jobs available if you have some free time. For 7 News, Xing Liu.
Thank you, Sing Sing. Now, even though tuition is raising, Northwestern has gained popularity amongst America's Best College of 2011, which comes as no surprise to Northwestern, as this is the 4th year in a row to be recognized by the U.S. News and World Report. The report listed Northwestern as the top-ranked regional college in the western United States in terms of the lowest debt load of graduating students. The low amount of the student debt also placed Northwestern second nationally in the regional college category.
With a new semester comes new faces. 6 new faculty members were hired for the 2010-2011 school year, 2 in the School of Arts and Sciences and 4 for the School of Professional Studies. Assistant Professor of Spanish Dr. Claudia Young joined the School of Arts and Sciences, as well as a new chair for Northwestern's English, Foreign Language and Humanities Department. Associate Professor of English Dr. James Bell. New faculty members for the School of Professional Studies and Instructor of Agriculture Mindy Clark, Instructor of Education Roxanne Clark, Assistant Professor of Education Dr. Colleen Golightly, and Instructor of Nursing Peggy Jondreau.
It is normal for students to have problems with new classes during the beginning of the semester. However, Northwestern's, there is a place you can go to seek help.
Plus, we've been anxious to hear about the theme of this year's homecoming, and it's actually connecting to a big part of most students' lives.
Football season is heating up, preparing for their opening game. Josh Stevens will be in with a little bit later with a look at Ranger sports. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Kind of have that ADD thing to where I can't really pay attention that well. I might as well just drop out.
So I bounced from like foster home to foster home.
Dropped out of high school my junior year.
I was hanging out with some people now I realize I shouldn't have.
They join gangs, start doing drugs, try to sell drugs. It distracts you from everything around you. You're always having to watch your back. You can't really be yourself.
The one person who really got me to go back into school was my mom, my mother.
My parents were the people that helped me the most. I need them to know that it really does help me, that they're there for me.
Every summer, it seems many changes and improvements happen on Northwestern's campus. 7 News reporter Becky Burke is in with the recent updates at the Industrial Education Building. Becky?
There were several changes in the Industrial Education Building this summer. The Academic Success Center has now moved down the hall into a larger location. Another change in the building is the theater department's new costume shop.
The Academic Success Center has more than doubled its size compared to last year. There is now 2 larger rooms instead of 1. According to Joanne Pruitt, the director of the Academic Success Center, this is a great improvement. The center also doubled the amount of computers available for students' use. There is more study tables available along with a new testing room specifically used for testing. Joanne is very excited about the new area and believes it will benefit the students as a whole. The new costume shop is greatly benefiting Northwestern's theater department. The room is now climate controlled, has higher ceilings, and makes it easier to maneuver around costumes. The higher ceilings will allow for more costume storage, and the climate control will help maintain the quality of the costumes. Alyssa Hall, Northwestern theater costume mistress says she is very excited about the new space. She also stated that along with a new sewing room, there is also room for fabric storage. Professor Wiest and the speech theater students greatly appreciate the administration's investment of finding a new space for storage.
With these improvements, many feel Northwestern is making students' goals easier to achieve. Joe, back to you.
Is open Monday through Wednesday from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m., Thursdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., and Fridays 8 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Around this time of year, Northwestern and the Alva community gear up for the anticipated homecoming celebration. The theme, Reconnect from Yearbook to Facebook. Associate Vice President for University Relations and Chairman of the Homecoming Committee, Steve Valencia, says the tools we use to stay connected to Northwestern may be changing, but the end result is that we are all Rangers. Valencia hopes the theme will encourage former students who have lost communication with Northwestern to re-engage with their alma mater. Homecoming falls early this year, September 23rd through 25th. In other news, 2 women that are making a difference in the state of Oklahoma just happen to be educators here at Northwestern. This year, the Journal Record has selected 2 of Northwestern's own as recipients of the 50 Making a Difference. University President Dr. Janet Cunningham and Northwestern Woodward Dean Dr. Deena Fisher. Both women are being recognized as Oklahoma's leading women, not only in their community but in the state. The nominees will be recognized for this honor sometime in October.
Paying for textbooks to get your education became more affordable this semester at Northwestern. Rent-A-Text offers students a rental option on textbooks, savings of 50% or more off the price of a new textbook. Students are allowed to highlight and take notes. These are considered to be within the normal wear and tear associated with coursework. Students also have the choice to buy their textbook at the end of the semester. Nearly 38% of Northwestern's textbook adoptions for the fall semester will be eligible for the Rent-A-Text program. It is expected that percentages to rise in the future semesters as faculty become more aware of this program.
Football season is just around the corner. Josh is in with some exciting moments from this week's practice.
Plus, 7 News sports reporter Johnny Gonzalez is in with an update on Ranger soccer. Sports is next.
Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Tick. Severe droughts. Tick, 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 tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick. Our future is up to you. Tick. Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
Anyone else?
My name is David, and in 8 years, I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, David.
I'll start drinking in middle school, just at parties. But my parents won't start talking to me about it till high school. And by then, I'll already be in some trouble.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults.
The thing is, my parents won't even see it coming.
So start talking.
Who's next?
Before they start drinking.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
I was hanging out with some people, now I realize I shouldn't have.
The work was so hard, it was just going fast, fast, fast.
I got kicked out of school, and nobody cared about me, so I don't care.
I sort of got messed up into gangs and other stuff. School was very difficult.
I was expelled from school. I mean, the one person who really got me to go back into school was my friend Kevin.
At my friend's graduation, I'm going to be the loudest one there.
Because if you don't have anybody while you're in school, then there's not really a way to get through it.
Welcome back. The Northwestern football team has started practice in this Oklahoma summer heat and is amped up for this 2010 season. They have a tremendous amount of new talent mixed in with some starters from the 2009 season, such as senior running back Nate Guillory and sophomore quarterback Kyle Yeck. These guys have been working out in the heat since August 5th and plan on having a successful year. Even though the NAIA coaches poll has Northwestern ranked 25th in the preseason polls, I had to talk to a few players on campus to get their outlook on the team this season, and all of them have positive attitudes, believing this team has what it takes to compete for a championship. Although football isn't the only sport going on right now, in this August weather, soccer has also started off this season with a scrimmage this past Saturday against Northern Oklahoma College Tonkawa campus at the Alva Recreational Complex. 7 News Sports reporter Johnny Gonzalez is in the newsroom with the details. Johnny?
I recently sat down with Lady Rangers head soccer coach Steve Barrows to get a rundown of another campus sport.
Last year was a survival year, and I felt like that, the girls in most games gave it their best. But we weren't up to par for the conference competition at all, and this year I'm optimistic. We do have eight freshmen that have joined us. One sophomore transfer from Houston Baptist Division I program, and then a player that graduated NOC with an associate's degree has joined us. Should be a junior, or she is a junior. All of them are contributing. But in terms of players, in terms of my assistant coach, in terms of facilities, I like the direction we're taking. Saturday morning we'll leave early and play the next day in Austin against Huston Tillotson, and that's an 11 a.m. kick down there, which is good since it's going to be so hot, I'm sure. After the game, drive down to San Antonio, stay the night, get up and play a noon game against Our Lady of the Lakes. And as soon as that game's over, we will hit the road north and get back sometime early Tuesday morning. The earlier the better, Tuesday morning. And then we have a few days to recover from that before we open with Oklahoma Wesleyan, I believe, on the 4th here. If we stay healthy, I like how it's going to unfold, I think. And they seem to get along well with each other right now. I think that they believe in what we want to do as a team. And if their heart's in it, we're going to be competitive.
Now, having talked to Coach Barrows, he did mention a few things about the possible move to NCAA Division II and the excitement not only felt by himself, but his whole soccer team as well. Now back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Johnny. Well, that will do it here for sports today. We'll be right back.
In the classroom, I turn my head over this way, and as the game banger looking at me, mad dog me throwing signs up under the table. I feel real scared for my life.
And during that time, I wouldn't go to school. My mom would tell me, like, what are you doing for yourself? You're not doing nothing. She encouraged me to go back to school.
My neighborhood is a dangerous place. What's pushed me to graduate is my mother walking down the aisle, hearing her scream for me.
I want to graduate from my mom. She watched the distance yell at me, you got to graduate, you got to get out of high school so you can get your diploma.
And I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be somebody in life.
Glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide plus water.
Hey dear, what's up?
And energy. Superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, coronary artery.
I'd like to pass them back to you now.
For chem tissue types of endoplasmic reticulum with ribosomes 3 o'clock already. And without. Copy of the skeletal anatomy syllabus for chem site Wednesday. Velocity access skeletal anatomy Thursday. The lobes of the cortex.
She's got the drive,
cranial volume,
the energy,
ventral, parietal,
the heart,
and occipital,
and the talent.
Motor output.
Pre-med.
But she wouldn't be here without your help. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade, and I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
Let's take a look at upcoming events that will be taking place here at Northwestern.
All this week is Howdy Week. Activities will wrap up for the week on Thursday with a block party between South Hall and Coronado Hall. The party takes place from 7:30 until 11 that night.
Also, sorority recruitment starts next week, September 2nd. Those interested in possibly joining a sorority can meet on the front lawn of Fine Arts Building or the Jesse Dunn Building. And this will take place from 5 to 8 that evening.
And finally, we mentioned that homecoming is fast approaching. Homecoming button sales will start September 7th. Mark your calendars. Homecoming this year is set for September 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
All right, Josh, now what do we have coming up for sports next week?
We have football and talk basketball.
That's going to do it for us this week.
Thank you for choosing 7 News. We'll see you next time.